Welcome to the Inspiring Women of Iowa podcast, a special series amplifying the stories of the Inspiring Women of Iowa finalist. Inspiring Women of Iowa is an annual event hosted by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa with the goal of celebrating women of courage, confidence, and character who are making the world a better place. Why does that sound familiar? Well, because it also happens to be the mission of the Girl Scouts, where they believe society is better because strong women show girls that anything is possible. This event was created by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa in 2017 to celebrate women in our community and share their stories while raising support for the Girl Scout programs that build the next generation of inspiring women. 16 individuals are celebrated annually with the Courage, Confidence, Character, and Inspiring Advocate for Women Awards. I'm your host, Sarah Noel Wilson. I am a business owner, a champion of women, and I'm also a proud Girl Scout alum, so massive love to Troop 238. And I am honored to have the chance to speak with these amazing, inspiring women and to share their stories with you. Joining me today is Erin Clayton Keel, who is an executive and community leader and is a finalist for the Confidence Award. Thanks for coming to the show, Erin.
Thanks, Sarah, for having me.
Okay, before we get into the work you do, the impact that you make, and all of the legacies of how you want to show up in this world, what should we just know about you as a human?
All right. Well, first, honored to be selected as a finalist for this by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa, a wonderful organization. In terms of, maybe about me personally, I've lived in Iowa for about 15 years, probably an honorary Iowan at this point,
Yeah.
but I am originally from Las Vegas, Nevada. So
I have so many questions.
I know most people do. Most people do. A lot of my extended family still lives there. I think I'm fourth generation Las Vegans.
Okay.
A lot of family there, and I spend, I'm there multiple times a year, just kind of seeing my people, and it's a place that, is we enjoy as a family too. So
yeah, no, I love that. I love that. It is always interesting when you're like, so why did you choose Iowa, and why do you continue?
Right.
I mean, I love it. I'm born and raised here, but it's not always the destination for a lot of folks.
Right. So that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
And like I said, Iowa here for about 15 years. I am currently enjoying a nice professional reset, break, sabbatical, whatever you want to call it. So I'm actually jobless at the moment, which is great. I'm taking some time off just to relax, reassess my priorities, do some thoughtful work on what might come next for me, and enjoy just a different pace and, pace of life, spending time doing things that haven't been possible for the last few years. So I'm happy to talk to you about kind of what I have done in my career prior to my current professional reset time.
Just hearing you talk about how you're showing up in this moment, I'm like, oh, I understand why she was nominated for this award, of just like, I'm going to be intentional about this time. If we can have the privilege of a reset, excuse me, when we can have the privilege of a reset or sabbatical, especially as women, because we're always on the go, we're always balancing so many different moving plates, and I don't know, I'm mixing up my metaphors. Yeah. What has surprised you? What's become clear for you as you've slowed down? I know this wasn't a question, but I was just really curious.
No, it's good. I'm surprised at how much I'm sleeping, I'll be honest.
Yes.
Like when you're not so crazy busy all the time, the intensity, I don't know, it just, I'm more restful. I'm getting great sleep and having less constraints on, when I have to wake up and when I have to go to bed and what all I need to do. So enjoying rest, and a lot of the things that in my busy life for years and years I've had to do at night, just because that's when you have to squeeze it in or you have to get it done. So I have been telling people all that stuff that for years I was doing between 9 p.m. and midnight, I'm now just doing during the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's
allowing for just a more restful, thoughtful, evening time. So, and just pace and not always being rushed and crazy, not always trying to make 3 phone calls when I'm driving from one place to another, less multitasking.
Yeah.
And so it's been good.
I don't know if people are listening to this or watching it. It was an immediate deep breath from me, because when I started my own company and started to be able to have full freedom, not that it's not busy, but there is something glorious about, you know what, today I'm just going to sleep in because that's what my body needs. Or I'm going to work on this when I'm energized. And again, that's a gift that not everyone has. So I love that you're experiencing it. So Erin, clearly you make an impact and inspired somebody enough, or multiple people, to nominate you. What is the impact that you want to make, or what do you want us to know about the work you do and what you're passionate about?
If I maybe reflect on that in a professional sense first, and through the different roles that I've had in my career, I'd say a lot of the constant through many of the positions that I've held is that I really enjoy solving problems, leaving things better than I found them. I love leading groups of people through challenging situations, whether it's a difficult transaction or project, at a company. And I enjoy the impact that I can make when I am working to help to really ensure that each person is in a position to maximize their contributions to the team. So I'm a strengths finder maximizer.
Sure. Yeah.
For those who know about that. So I'm always happiest when I'm working in a group where everyone is kind of in the right seat, positioned for success and impact.
Love that.
And if I maybe reflect on your question, in my community or philanthropic type of work that I spend time doing, I'm passionate about just keeping front of mind that there are so many skills that I have, given my professional background, that can be really helpful to a nonprofit or an organization. Sometimes it's easy to forget that. And something that I do 5 times a week at my day job, the fact that I can help a nonprofit with that and it takes me 30 minutes or whatever it might be, it's so impactful. And so I'm passionate about just keeping that front of mind. I often see people underestimate the impact they can have on an organization, or they think I can't get involved, or they don't, I'm not, maybe smart enough or have the right skills or influential enough to be on a board of a nonprofit. I just try and remind myself and others that your brain, your experiences, your skills, just the way you are, can really help an organization. And certainly you want to find an organization that matches up with what you're passionate about. But the impact that just an engaged, smart brain can have on a community or a nonprofit organization can be so helpful. And I think I see a lot of people sell that short. And so I'm passionate about just reminding people that, if you're engaged and your life experiences are what make, these organizations kind of spin. So it's great.
Yeah. I'm making a connection. On our other podcast, we have a individual, her name's Neha Sampat, and she does a lot of work on imposter syndrome. And one of the things the reason I wanted to bring this up is one of the ways we can step into the doubt when we're in a situation that maybe wasn't built for us is your experience is your expertise. Your background is expertise that you bring to the table. So I really love hearing your message of maybe you don't have these technical skills, but you absolutely have expertise. And when you're willing to engage and be committed, that goes such a long way. And you've seen, I'm sure, in your work and your volunteering that sometimes what an organization needs is to be validated that what they're doing matters, and that it matters enough that somebody's willing to invest their time to make it happen. Is that a fair? I mean, that's been my experience, and I assume you've experienced that as well.
Yeah, and it's just there's also so many organizations, they don't have a full staff of people. They might be working with a really limited number, 1 or 5 full-time employees. And even just having a fraction of your brain for an hour a week, it adds so much. And I think that it's important to remember the impact that all of our collective experience can have on an organization.
Love that. So you've been identified as somebody who's inspiring. Erin, who is somebody who inspires you?
Who inspires me? So I'd say I have just an amazing group of women in my life who are definitely part of my support system. I think I'd be lost without, some of them are friends, colleagues who've become friends, and that I'm so inspired by, they're out there kicking butt at work, in the community, they're growing as people, accomplishing their goals. And, I love that energy around me. I spend a lot of time with my friends. I spend a lot of time with that group of women in my life who provide a lot of inspiration for me. And I'm proud of all of them. And it's great to reflect on the people in that sort of circle around you and just be inspired and be in awe of what they're doing in whatever it is that they're doing, whether at, like I said, at work, at home, in the community.
Your language is really provocative. And what was coming up for me was this idea of surround yourself with people who are in awe of you. And then how do you step in and be in awe of what other people do? There was something so provocative for me in that visual of who do you have in your corner and whose corner can you be in to just lift up. So I love that. Erin, for people who are listening to this conversation today and who are exposed to the work you're doing through this award and the event in May, what is something you want to leave people with thinking differently or doing differently as a result?
I think I just want to share I don't know, and some of this has come from the time that I'm taking off now, with a little bit of a different headspace than being in the day-to-day. And I think the importance of staying curious about, and that can mean a lot of different things. So, staying in the mode of learning, and learning doesn't mean necessarily technical knowledge of something at my job, or that might not mean a class. It could be leadership growth. It could be personal work. It could be therapy. It could be any sort of other growth and learning. And I think it's just so important to have the humility and the curiosity to stay in that mode of no matter what that might mean for you.
You're speaking to my heart. One of my big beliefs and values is to be chronically curious. And I really appreciate that, just that humility of just always learning and growing. For people who might want to connect with you or, follow the work you're doing, what would be the best way for people to connect with you?
I think just, connecting with me on LinkedIn, Erin Clayton Keel, and I'm happy to chat there.
Awesome. Erin, thank you so much for stopping by and saying hello and sharing your story with us. And congrats again on being a finalist for this award.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, Sarah.
The 2025 Inspiring Women of Iowa event will be held on May 9th at the Meadows Events and Conference Center. To purchase tickets and get more information about supporting this event, please visit inspiringwomenofiowa.com. And all proceeds from this fundraising event stay 100% local to benefit Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa and their mission to build up girls of courage, confidence, and character who will make this world a better place. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support.